June 29th. Nice to meet you. Grab a coffee and let's get smarter together. The subject of this post will be social media, but I want to start at the same place I started yesterday. All material things seek both their lowest energy state and to be at an equilibrium with their surroundings. This requires a version of bonding between the particles, as the assembly and disassembly of structures involves energy transformation and flow, as well as an increased capacity to process and store information. The patterns inevitably will become ever bigger, since all particles will only arrive at their lowest state of energy, in which they are at an equilibrium with their surroundings once all particles in the universe are part of the same structure. I explained all this in more detail in earlier posts. The final structure will be made up of connected partial patterns. Smaller patterns are always only transitional stages to bigger patterns that again will be absorbed by bigger patterns. Each human is such a smaller pattern and as such a transitional stage on its way to become part of the next bigger structure. Think of subatomic particles that become atoms. Atoms bond to become molecules. Molecules connect to become cells. Cells merge to become plants or creatures like humans. There must be structures after that, since the end will only be reached once every particle in the physical universe is connected in a single network that stores the information that makes up one complete and true model of this universe. In all of these cases, forming the structure on the next level up requires of the parts more than just being in the same place, and even more than simple interaction. It requires some kind of mechanism that enables the individual parts to merge into a larger emergent agent that will distort the option space for the lower levels. The parts will still do the things they were doing, but they will do them in a way that's coherent with a higher level story of what's going on, a higher goal. Think of everything your actions could accomplish, represented on a flat circle. Nothing really pokes out or draws your attention to it more than any other place inside the area. Once you become a part of a bigger structure, this agent will distort the surface of a circle in such a way that a hill appears and one point will stick out. Inevitably, even when you take the action you've always taken, you will direct this action at this point. And that happens for everyone else who is part of the same structure. The result looks like a nose, for example, because while the cells making up a nose could combine in uncountable ways, bioelectricity, the cognitive glue that merges cells, distorts the cell's option space to do their thing in the shape of a nose, and for the benefit of this nose. What we know about the bonding mechanism in humans is that it looks like mirroring in the brain. We use the same data we use to generate the representation of another creature, including humans, to generate ourselves. But this is just our mind's way to make sense of data we perceive from the physical universe with our very limited senses. I haven't found an explanation anywhere yet what this is a representation for. From the way it represents, though, something similar to the bonding between atoms seems to be going on. Each part provides something, each partner, each human, seems to provide something of its own that both parts after bonding take shared custody of, giving it, whatever the it is, more space to spread. Well, we perceive the it with some of our sensors, or it wouldn't register in our word generation as shown by excitement in our brain. But since this measured excitement is only a representation, a best model of what's really going on based on incomplete data, it can represent something that isn't there in its entirety. A bond that doesn't happen because while we do the thing, offer up our share, the other partner doesn't. Or we receive but don't share. It can happen in situations where we already know mirroring is interrupted by a sense of power or hunger. But another instance is social media, where we can't receive a share of the other even when it is offered because there's no contact. We are not in the same place. It makes us believe that our option space is distorted in the same way, that we both have the same goal now, but no distortion has happened. There's no single point both partners direct their actions to. Hence, the expected results don't materialize. The nose is all over the place. It doesn't look like a nose. So to say, no energy is freed up. The capacity to store and process information hasn't increased, and we have no idea why. So we imagine a common goal and lean stronger into the network that doesn't exist but in the world we have generated, instead of questioning whether there is really a bond. Some kind of agent might emerge, but it's not the higher level structure that we seek. Seek real bonding, explore as thinking. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into the norm again. Like, comment, share, and follow, lest you miss a single opportunity to improve yourself and society. Once you do, we'll meet again at the coffee pot.